Okay, so what happened? Just the other day, what took place is actually unprecedented, honestly. And I've been doing this for 26 years as a realtor. Chicago, their MLS, the MRED, MRED, just shut out Zillow and they cut off 43,000 listings that were in the Chicago area. Well, they're still there, but they're just not being displayed on Zillow. So what does this mean for you as the buyer, for the seller, for the real estate agent, for the brokerage? What ramifications are going to take place either locally in the Chicagoland area and or nationally? The world's eyes are on us. So I want you guys to really be paying attention to this. Now, I'm going to be reading some of this because there's a lot of content in here. So bear with me, but holy mackerel, this is going to affect you and it could be coming to an MLS near you. That's not a joke. So MRAD, Chicago's MLS, like I told you, shut down the MLS feed for Zillow. Now, that is tremendously huge. We're going to get into that here in a second. So like I said, 43,000 listings. Zillow says that customers lose transparency. Now, I got a bone to pick with that. One. And you'll understand my irritation with them on why Zillow thinks they're so cool for school when they're really not. They're more like a middle broker. And they're going to get so mad about this. So put your hate comments in down below if you don't agree with me. But that's my personal view from doing this for over 25 years. So MRAD says that Zillow's tried to force Zillow's own display policies into and onto listings, aka there's this whole private listing thing that's going on. And the big argument you're going to hear from Zillow is stating, well, you know what the MRAD's trying to do is they're trying to make it so that properties in several other states, when they're private listings, if you don't get their listing uploaded to Zillow within one business day, they won't showcase it. Now, I don't know who they think they are. They can go kick rocks real hard. Take a long walk off a short pier. That is BS. Here's why. The real estate agent and broker that are out there hustling, building relationships, working their MLS, getting those listings, working those buyers, that's the sweat equity for the agent. They own that intellectual property and that relationship. Zillow doesn't have that ability to dictate to anybody how to market a property. Forgive me, that's bullshit. And I'm tired of feeding Zillow all the information and getting us, the agents, having to pay through the freaking nose to get the information right back. This has to stop. Now, is there an argument for both sides? Absolutely. Does Zillow and Compass is actually really kind of the nemesis here. They're the CEO and some other regional directors and managers and vice presidents and all kinds of mucky mucks up there at Compass are calling MLSs and saying, hey, look, man, you guys should really probably just, pull all of Compass's listings from Zillow. They're doing that to create a monopolies. That's not even a word. Monopoly around their brokerage, and their local offices. So if you, John or Jane, want to, look at a property in anywhere USA and a Compass office is there or in any other brokerage, we're just using them because that's the one caught up in the lawsuit right now and this whole rigmarole over in Chicago. They're saying that they want to keep those properties in-house for a certain amount of time so they can just market it through their agents, through their network, through their brokerage, so that if you don't work with a Compass agent or fill in the blank other brokerage, then you don't get to see the other properties. You don't get to see Compass's properties. Now, I think that's a real jerk move. I do not like it. I think MRAD has legs to stand on this one, but it's really going to come down to the courts what they're going to decide, which is going to be huge. Now, this is just the way I'm interpreting this. It could be any direction, and this is the way I read it. So I want you guys, kind of give me your opinions in the comments below. Do they have the right to do this? Do they not? Who's in the right? Who controls the flow of the information that a real estate agent busts their hiney for? Is it the big tech giant, Zillow? Is it the MLS? Maybe. I mean, we do need our MLSs. That was created by independents for independents, ultimately, so that we could get all the information out. So we'd step away from exactly what we're talking about right now. That's the irony behind this, that this was all developed so that every person could see both sides, so that you go to one place and say, okay, MLS for Chicago, San Francisco, LA, Houston, Miami, DC, pick your poison, right? Anywhere else in the world, in the country. But here's the thing. We said, okay, everyone come together. We're going to work as one. We're going to give the consumer a better experience. Well, they found out, and Zillow's been sued several times for this. You know what? They're trying to take a monopoly of the marketplace. Now they think that because they lied to us agents when they first came out like 20 years ago, give or take, I don't know the exact year. They said, we will never compete with you. We will never be, and we want to assist you building your business. And we're like, well, okay, it might work. So they lied. They first started a mortgage company, then they started a brokerage, brokerage, then mortgage company. Excuse me, I got that in reverse. And they are in direct competition with real estate agents from other brokerages. I mean, good for them. I mean, they saw an opportunity to make money and they went after it. Now, do I like their thought pattern? Do I like what they're doing? Do I think it's ethical? No. Is it helpful for the consumer? Yes. Is it something I'm going to hang my hat on and sit there and be like, well, you know what? This is probably good for the goose, good for the gander. No. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. But you have to understand the fact that if a consumer if they're hiding stuff away because you didn't work with, again, it's going to be Compass just for this our argument's sake. If you don't work with Compass, then you're SOL. That means you're out of luck. And you have to work with the right agent. Now, for the agent, this actually throws it back on them, saying to the fact that, well, you know what? Okay, so I can't go to Zillow. And I truly believe from some sources that I've been talking to are very high up in the real estate around the nation that not only one MLS is starting to go down in Chicago, there are multiple other bigger MLSs that are on the teetering point of going, you know what? I don't like how you've been running your business. We have decided to step back from this because we aren't beholden to Zillow. There are a ton of other opportunities. One of the biggest ones up and coming, who's direct competitor for Zillow, which they're probably cheersing right now with champagne and caviar, Homes.com. I personally like Homes.com. I'm not invested, nor am I in any way, shape, or form affiliated with them, but I like Homes.com. I like their articles. I like their information, their whole policy, your listing, your lead. I mean, they want to give it back to the agents, put the power back locally, not make it a national or global phenomenon. Now, is it a good idea to have everything in one place? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not a bad hypothetical thought pattern. But once the levers of power start getting pulled and people get a taste of that true power, that's a little hard, man, because they haven't done anything to curate it on the front end, aka the agent side. You're the one that's bleeding, sweating, and working at night or on the weekends away from your friends and your family to provide a living for them. And then Zillow takes this information. You can obviously tell it got me emotional. And then they go out there, and then they sell the leads back to us and our information back to us. Come on, you didn't see this coming, Zillow? Honestly? Okay, I'm off my soapbox. Let's move forward. All riled up over here. So let's look at what this potential two outcomes could look like. So for buyers and sellers. So for buyers, they may not see all the inventory in one place. Okay, check that one off. We have other resources. Harder to compare homes. Nope, that's not accurate. More dependence on agents. That's a good thing. A good real estate agent is worth their weight in gold if they know the people, the process, the documents, the pitfalls, the good, the bad, the ugly about the market that they work in. That's your guy or gal right there. That's your golden nugget. That's your unicorn of a human when it comes to buying and selling real estate and understanding your local marketplaces, not a corporate entity sitting in an air-conditioned office somewhere. You want the hustler and grinder out there who's actually making a freaking difference in the community and helping. Now, for sellers are going to lose exposure, potentially. No, they're not. There's a thing called the World Wide Web. There's a lot of different opportunities out there. Zillow's just crying into their oatmeal right now because they're so used to being in control. Now, agents, it's going to be explaining the visibility. It's a simple conversation. It's going, hey guys, we're gonna have a real problem with Zillow right now because they're feuding with a couple of big brokerages. So you know what? Everyone in our area is being shut off. It's out of our control. I know it sucks, but they still have, realtor.com, homes.com, fill in the blank, a couple of the others, right? You can sidestep that one. That is not a problem area. This is not the landmine you're going to die on. For Zillow, they're going to risk really some big money because they're going to risk, well, obviously losing traffic, that's ad dollars, losing ad inventory, aka loss of traffic, and then losing potential dominance, portal dominance. Excuse me. I don't care if they lose portal dominance. I really could give less than a rear end about them losing their portal dominance. Because at the end of the day, man, competition makes everybody sharper, stronger, more, agile in regards to adapting to markets and everything else. They need to shift. They absolutely do. So outcome A, we'll call it outcome A. Zillow wins. What's going to happen next? Courts are going to force, the restoration of the feed. It's going to go back into action. They're going to have private listing networks are going to shrink. Okay, so Compass can't have a private network anymore. It has to be on. Have to follow the Zillow rules. Don't like that one, but that's the potential. Public syndication strengthens through one portal. It's not the whole stinking world. And then Zillow becomes more central, aka they make a butt ton of cash. Okay, and they get to tell you what to do in our profession for the rest of our lives. Horrible outcome. Here's option 2. Not the best either, but here we go. Scenario 2: MRED and Compass win. What happens? More MLSs experiment with private inventory, aka decentralization. This is going to get weird. Then brokers are going to gain distribution control. So, Remax, Compass, fill in any broker that you want to do, right? Then we're going to subsidize it. Not subsidize it. We're going to break it down and go tribal. So the buyers and sellers are going to get exposure through the different brokerages potentially that they decide to sign up with. So that could swing the pendulum towards the larger brokerages. So then how do the medium brokerages or mom and pop brokerages even compete? And that is one of the biggest arguments here. How do you compete? I don't know, guys. This one's a head ringer. I'll tell you one thing, but if Zillow, let's finish this points out and then we'll get out of here. Consumers are going to need multiple places to search. Great. Already got that one covered. We can move around that issue. And then Zillow's market share pressure is going to increase. So it's going to be competition in the open marketplace. What is wrong with that? Tell me I am wrong in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. If you don't agree with me, tell me I'm wrong and give me reasons why. I love having this conversation. So anyways, guys, I've ranted, I've raved, I've actually said a bad word. Now, what we're going to do is I want you guys to go out, disseminate this into your brains because you guys are intelligent human beings. I'm sweating my rear end off. It's super hot out here today. But you know what? Go do your research. Dig into this thing like an Alabama tick. Walk me through what your thought patterns are. Where do you think this is going? Is it bad or is it good? How's the general conception or not conception? The general public, how they're going to see this? Or is this going to be something that's going to be a negative in regards to the consumers? Guys, I don't know which way this is going to go. Let's take a look at it together. I love you guys. Give me your comments again. I'll see you guys soon. Till then, boom, peace. Love you. Bye.